Right now, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. As I'm filming this, it's the final days of August, and as you're watching this, it's some point in September or even later. The feelings I'm currently experiencing are long past, and this is kind of a message, I guess, from the past to the future. So I want to say that it's a good thing to occasionally bite off more than you can chew, to do things that are big and ambitious and scary and that have a lot riding on them. But sometimes during that process, it's overwhelming. And for me, overwhelm translates really directly into decision paralysis. So decision paralysis is when it becomes really, really difficult to make a choice, whether that's what to eat or when to take a break or what to do next or what to say. It's a giant pain in the ass and frankly, not one that I have time to manage or time to deal with. So this isn't a new feeling for me. This is typically how I respond when I'm feeling overwhelmed and have a lot to do. And so over the years, I've been able to develop a few different strategies for dealing with it. And I wanted to share those today. And hope if you're feeling that way to get back on track, and also to remind myself that these exist and that I can get back on track and everything is going to get done and everything is going to be fine and it's going to be fun and it's going to be great. Even if right now I'm kind of feeling like, should I eat? Can I eat? I don't even know. So let me go through the different ways that I deal with decision paralysis, and then I'm going to run off and do them all myself. So the first one, the one that I like the most and I go to the most, is to clean something, whether it's dishes or my bedroom or do some laundry. Just a small, standalone task that has a set beginning and a set end. Starting something that can be finished easily is a really, really good way for me to kind of reset my brain and get back into the I can get it done mode, as opposed to the oh my gosh, I can't do anything because there's too much to do mode. So I'm almost sorry that we got a dishwasher for my apartment because that act of washing dishes, just doing a sink full of dishes is so helpful to me to kind of recreate that mental space for me to get things done. I'm not actually sorry we have a dishwasher, though. Having a dishwasher is awesome. Secondly, I like to try and make a list. Sometimes just the physical act of writing down all of the things, or all of the most immediate things that needs to be done, is enough to sort of get me going, and then I can get that feeling of crossing them off the list. I think something that's been challenging for me with this project is because it's been so big and there's so many different moving parts, we've had to really aggressively use a project management tool. And that, for me, doesn't have the same kind of viscerally satisfactory feeling as writing a list and crossing things off as I do them. So I'm going to make a list after we're done this of the next 5 or 10 things that I need to get done. Third, and this one is for when it's feeling more extreme, or there's a lot more on the line, or deadlines are a lot shorter than maybe they are right now. I will sometimes just honestly take a shower and cry. Just get a good cry out of the system. And I'm not saying this to garner pity or anything, but it's a nice way to just sort of let the internal tension be relieved a little bit and give yourself permission to be super weak and super sad and super pathetic and just do it and have that done. I like to do it in the shower because that way I avoid the eye puffiness, I look like I've just been crying phase. So hopefully we're not going to come to that this time, but it's nice to know that option is available should it be required. I tend to like exercise. I like riding my bike or going for a run, and a run in particular, because it's so physical and there's that pounding of feet on pavement, is really nice in terms of clearing my head and getting some of that pressure that feels like it's inside out, and just running really hard against something, away from something, to something. I'm not sure of the psychology behind this one, but a run I do find to be really, really helpful if I need to switch from one way of being to another, or switch off my day is another time I like to do that. Kind of at the end of the day, go for a run and just then have a more relaxing evening, whether or not I need to work. And that brings me to the last part. Sometimes, even though this is probably counter to advice that says, you should take enough breaks, make sure you have a good work-life balance, all of which is true, but sometimes when there is a lot to be done, I like to just give myself permission to work more than is than is maybe responsible, and say, you know what, no, you're not being a bad self-employed person by not having a good work-life boundary or anything like that. Sometimes you just need to work late, and giving yourself permission to just do it and get it done, I find to be really, really helpful. So those are my strategies for dealing with the decision paralysis that can come from overwhelm. And that's my question for you today. I would really like, when you've got to know from you, when you've got a big project or when you've got a lot that needs to be done and you're feeling just like it's completely impossible, How do you do it? How do you work through that feeling? I would love for you to share that with me on Twitter or send a note to the One Stone Creative Facebook page. Let's kind of use the wisdom of crowds and get a great big resource all together that we can all use and share for those times that we are feeling overwhelmed and like we can't make a decision and that it's not going to be possible to move forward. Because it is always possible to move forward, and you are going to get everything done. We're going to get everything done, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, absolutely get in touch with this. Let's talk about what it feels like when it's overwhelming, and I'll be back again soon with another video for you.